hear me out. I do not think kids should have any access to explicit online content. Mainly, I think it's extremely harmful when children are exposed to this stuff. The same way heroin is extremely bad for anyone exposed to it. And why would I draw this comparison? Well, this whole Online Safety Act situation reminds me a lot of America's famous war on drugs, which obviously drugs won. I mean, have you seen the state of America? I think we all know who won that war. But in short, the idea that outlawing something harmful, which is, however, unfortunately ingrained into society and into the brains of people, the idea that just outlawing that will magically eliminate the problem is just absolutely delusional. In my opinion, this approach almost always makes the initial problem way worse. For America's drug war, it meant that the illegal substances got stronger and laced, because if there's now a 50% chance that the American government funds the brutal murder of your entire South American drug-making operation, then you're gonna have to increase the strength of the substance by 50% to keep your profit margins the same. However, you can't just magically make cocaine or heroin stronger. You have to instead lace it with fentanyl, which makes the root problem so much worse, because it's like 1 billion times more addictive and 1 gazillion times more dangerous. And the only people that benefit from this is China, America's op, the country America really doesn't want to succeed. They're the only ones reaping the benefits of the American drug war. Congratulations once again, guys. If only Joe Biden had just let everyone keep walking around smoking like his son was allowed to, America would have unfathomably less of an epidemic right now.
If you have a piece of no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation, nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society. They are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street.
This exact same logic can be applied to the method the UK have used to make 18+ content illegal. We've instead made 18+ content way more harmful than it was before. To understand why, I need to explain this stupid system my government used to do this, to enforce the Online Safety Act. Basically, how strict the new age restrictions are depends on the size of your website. Category 1 refers to any site that contains any explicit content that has over 34 million monthly viewers. So every big site like Hub or YouTube or Wikipedia or Reddit falls into this category. These websites by law need to do ID checks for anyone who's trying to access 18+ content on their site or their app. It's the law. However, category 2A and 2B refer to websites with any explicit content, again, however, less viewers than category 1. And apparently, these sites just don't fucking matter. Regardless of the content, they don't legally have to do ID checks. They don't legally have to do age verification. All they're required to do is, I quote, partially moderate their sites, which 99.9% of all websites are already doing. So this whole thing is not actually about how harmful the contents of a site is. No, the Online Safety Act is far more focused on simply optimizing the amount of people that can be tracked, logged, and monitored on the internet. That is the simple truth. That's the only way you can look at this logic. Restricting websites just based on their amount of users alone means that a big website like YouTube, which has 2.5 billion users, needs to ID you if they believe your viewing history is childish enough to raise suspicion. Yeah, I got bad news for anyone who watches like Mr. Beast challenges or Minecraft playthroughs. Get your IDs ready, my friends. Bro, Spotify needs to check my ID so I can listen to Carti. And then on the other hand, you can just go open up some obscure early 2000s German tentacle XXX Oompa Loompa triple evil satanic torch 33000.com. And because it has little to no monthly users, no age protection is required whatsoever. This has led to some absolutely insane proposals from websites. For example, Wikipedia, it only works because you have like thousands of anonymous editors, right? Well, under the Online Safety Act, as long as they are a Category 1 website, Wikipedia must ID and log every single editor. Wikipedia does not want to do this, obviously. They want to keep the contributors anonymous. So they're considering implementing a monthly cap on the amount of Wikipedia users. Only
34
million people could use the site per month, meaning they wouldn't fall into the Category 1 anymore and therefore wouldn't have to ID check their moderators. So just imagine at the start of every month, we'd have to like queue up and wait till midnight and open Wikipedia at midnight like it's some drop and hopefully secure our access to Wikipedia for the month. Are we being fucking for real now? It's wild. And going back to what I was saying before, on paper, protect the kids, ban the dangerous websites. It all seems like a fantastic idea. Just like how protect the Americans, ban crack cocaine seems like a fantastic idea as well. But when you tackle these problems with hardline restrictive laws, instead of actually fixing the root problem that caused people to go down bad paths in life, poor education, living conditions, healthcare, rehabilitation, poverty, you just make the addictive vice, either of the things I've been talking about, way more harmful, way more widespread. I mean, the Netherlands have pretty much done the opposite from the US and UK regarding their policy. Essentially, the Netherlands completely outperformed the US in both those issues.